Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Minor League Esports. It is a wonderful Saturday night. We've got more playoff action for you, this time in the Premier League. And bringing you that action, Hunted and ZB. ZB, give us a rundown. What do we got upcoming?
Hunted, in this game, we have a highly anticipated matchup. Spartans, the 6th seed, playing the 3 seed, the Wolves. The Wolves entering this playoffs as the division champion, but the Spartans snatching that last wild card spot. So they are hungry to prove that they are worthy of being in this playoffs. And we have a lot of high caliber grand champ level players in this one. I cannot wait to see what they're capable of.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket for the Premier League real quickly, and we can certainly see that the Spartans and the Wolves battling each other in the blue conference there. They will go on to play the Express, although depending on how the seeds shake out there. And then, of course, in the conference as well, the Knights and the Clips are still about ready to play. I don't know if they've played already, but either way, that will be taking place here this weekend. And then the Hawks, who have had a wonderful season as well, the other team in the Blue Conference. The Blue Conference is pretty stacked at the top end in the Premier League.
Yeah, it certainly is. A lot of good players, and those players are taking the field. We have a historic red versus blue matchup here. Well, almost all the players are on the field. They are on the field. Wolves in the blue uniforms and Spartans in their traditional red. I would say the Spartans are feeling at home in the Coliseum, but the historians in the chat will certainly correct me, and they will tell me that is not the case.
Oh, there's Saucy gets around Zach, and Matt gets demoed on the backside. He respawns just in time to get there to make that play. Sin will try to play this towards the net. There's Matt one more time along the sidewall. He will go by Cynical. Out in front, Zach is waiting. He's not going to get around to it yet, but he does. Just put it in the corner there. 1-0 for the Wolves.
Some say Zach, some say GOAT, and he's showing it on this play. Getting that ball right inside the near post and past the Spartans defender. And I do want to shout out Psionics real quick, Hunted. You'll notice on this stream, we do have the team color boost meter, and it looks particularly good for the Wolves. And Matt Rachi is looking particularly good for the Wolves as well.
Yeah, he gets his first goal of the game right off the kickoff. Wins that 50, and the Wolves off to a quick start against the Spartans. Certainly the underdogs coming into this one, the boys in red, and they're going to have to battle from behind early on in this game, 34 seconds in. Find themselves down by 2. Saucy play it into the corner as he's looking to make a touch off the back wall. There's Zach. Cynical has Saucy across the way. Good pass, shot, saved by Matt, and Zach will clear it away. So, good opportunity for the Spartans. They can't quite convert, but the offense is there.
Yeah, they really are doing a good job. I feel like they've had a couple of really great scoring opportunities. Matt Rachi up there on the ceiling and then goes straight to the backboard. The Wolves doing a good job of keeping this ball in the offensive half. Good attempt there. Pass straight to Zach off the backboard. The Spartans have created scoring opportunities for themselves, just haven't been able to finish. So if they can keep up the pressure, I feel like things will go well for them. Cynical, a longtime Spartan. I know that. He was with me in the Spartans in Season 8 and leading them into the playoffs in Season 9. Shot by Matt Rachi, and there is Cynical on cue with the save.
Now Saucy has to try to clear this one away. Cynical goes off the side while he's looking for a double touch. Zach will touch it down into the corner now as Saucy tries to play this towards the front. Matt Rachi now out of the red corner. Hard off the ceiling. Zach is there. Cynical makes the save. One more shot. Saucy's there to clear it away. And it's still 2-0. 2 minutes to go. Here's the counterattack. Saucy can't get by the first defender. Now Matt looking to pass this one across. Actually going to take his time. Good flick. Comes down in front, but Saucy's there to clear.
Yeah, that was really cheeky. Knowing that he had no boost, just tried to get that ball up and over the defender and then hoping that Zach could come through and finish it. He wasn't able to finish it, but what it did was it kept the ball in the offensive half and kept the ball out of the grasp of the Spartans. The Spartans doing everything they can, but haven't been able to score as we approach halftime.
No, not quite yet. Only 2 shots registered so far for the Spartans. 8 total shots for the Wolves, 4 apiece. As Matt is up looking for a double touch. Cynical's there to clear it off the back wall. Saucy now trying to control through mid. Has Zach to challenge, and Zach will win that one. It goes into the Spartans' corner. Cynical popping this one around Matt there.
Ooh.
And actually gets by the last man back. Cynical trying to cut that one towards the front, but Matt has that angle covered.
Yeah, Wolves doing a really good job. A little bit of a missed touch there that I thought might give the Spartans a scoring opportunity, but the Wolves doing a great job having this 2-minute lead, this 2-goal lead, less than 2 minutes remaining. So they got to be careful. They're playing a little bit of keep away with the Spartans, but the Spartans haven't been able to find possession of the ball. Good shot there. Great save by Saucy, but the Wolves understand that if they can just prevent the Spartans from scoring, they will take a series lead after the first one. Matt Rachi catching the Spartans off position, and Matt Rachi puts that one home. His 2nd goal of the game, 3rd goal for the Wolves in this one.
Yeah, 5 shots apiece for both Matt and Zach of the Wolves. They have 3 on the board now. This game getting a bit out of hand for the Spartans early on. Certainly doable to try to come back in this game, but you would have to imagine their eyes are set on game number 2. Zach not able to get the touch. Cynical's there. That's a shot that needs to be on net. That is a wide open opportunity, and the Spartans can't convert.
Yeah, Wolves kind of scrambling a little bit, but are able to clear it. The Spartans, much like the Eclipse in the last series, just have to find a way to put those scoring chances home. You work so hard to get those scoring opportunities, but you have to bury it. Zach low on boost there, but think it's a good touch. Cynical puts it up. Hunted, I have to ask you, do the Wolves have the distinct advantage here because they are rocking 2 Phoenix in this one?
Well, it has certainly worked out for them so far. They will get a goal scored on them, and certainly the Fennec has been one of those cars that has come to popularity as of recently. Of course, it's quite popular in the pro scene now, so I'm not surprised to see these PL players using it, and they've used it to good effect here in game 1. But it's a 3-1 lead, 32 seconds to go. The Spartans still have an opportunity, especially if they can turn this towards the Wolves' end. Saucy trying to dribble this one out in front. Zach gets the challenge, and Matt's there to help him out. So just skating by now are the Wolves. Still have this 2-goal lead. Final 15 seconds. Saucy off the back wall. He's got 10 seconds and 2 players in front of him. Goes underneath one. Gets by Zach. Is there enough time for Cynical to turn this in? He's got an opportunity, but Zach takes it away. That's going to be it. The Wolves win the battle in the Coliseum in game 1, and they look to take the series in the next 2 games.
Wolves doing a really good job. Now, this is a little different than the first series that we saw on stream. Wolves doing a really good job dominating the scoring opportunities and dominating possession, but the Spartans doing a good job creating opportunities for themselves, just not finishing. I can remember a couple of specific times where the Spartans had that open net and just weren't able to finish. So I don't expect the Wolves to dominate and take these games as easily. I think the Spartans are going to put things together in games 2 and 3 and make them just a little bit more competitive and finish those scoring opportunities that they created.
Well, it certainly hasn't been, or it wasn't a blowout, at least not in the way that the first series that we watched was. It certainly felt like the Spartans were hanging around, and that could be dangerous if you are the Wolves team. However, it did feel, again, that the Wolves were in firm possession of the ball for the majority of the game. They were playing with a lot of speed and utilizing their offensive rotations to the fullest. The Spartans don't have an answer for that. At least they didn't in game 1. They're going to have to come up with something in game 2, or it could just turn out the same way.
You know, it certainly could. We could have a Wolves victory in this one. We could have a Spartans victory in this one. As they always say, this is why we play the games.
Well, we will have to play game number 2 now. Spartans and Wolves back at it. 5 minutes on the clock. Matt towards the net, crossbar and down. Zach follows, score. The Wolves on the board early.
I recall Zach scoring early in game 1, not quite as early as this one, but seeing that scoring opportunity and taking it. Saucy trying to get up there, but that ball going pretty speedy. And Zach with the good goal there, putting the Wolves another early lead in game 2.
This time only 7 seconds it took the Wolves. They find themselves back in the lead. Cynical, however, has aspirations to tie us up. Zach will turn him away, though. Saucy, an ill-advised touch there, is now Matt with control in the red corner, although Saucy gets back up to it. Zach, light touch towards the net, gives Cynical something to think about, but he does make the play. We'll try to clear this one through mid. Zach, however, turns it back. Now Saucy on the goal line, easily cleared away. Gets it underneath Matt, and he has the boost to get back to the ball. Gets bumped for it, though. Oh! Zach doesn't make the touch, and it goes in. We're tied at 1.
That is not a play that you often see in Premier League. I felt like Zach was in good position and had the boost. He kind of was on his heels. He kind of stopped moving and then had to recover as quickly as he could. Wasn't able to. So Saucy able to get the goal, in the Spartans, that might be the opportunity that they need to kind of turn this train around in game 2.
They did well to play defense, especially on the goal line there. Made a couple of key saves when it mattered. And they were rewarded with a goal of their own. A minute gone. We're tied at 1 in game 2. Zach, light touch towards the corner. Saucy looking to clear it away. Cynical will collect. Gets challenged by Zach. That goes hard off the back wall. Matt into the corner now. Cynical. And now Matt. Cynical again. The Wolves and the Spartans arguing in the corner, and it's eventually Cynical who wins. But Matt wants to keep it back in the Spartan zone. Saucy out in front. Zach fires. What a save. Gives the ball away and takes it away in the same breath. Now Saucy looking for the touch. Gets by. He's up. He can't put it in. Just off the post, and we're still tied at 1.
That was so close. I think if he had just one boost, he might have been able to get the speed to do that. He had the open goal, but the ball was traveling across the face of the goal, and he wasn't able to get there. Great fake, and I think the Spartans are finally feeling that they're capable of winning this game.
Well, Saucy passes it back towards Cynical. That goes off of Matt. Saucy tries to challenge Zach, but Zach winning that battle. Out of the corner comes Zach now. Cynical will turn him away. 2:50 left on the clock. Tied up at 1 here in game number 2. Matt, opportunity. He'll score. Just puts it in far side. It's 2-1.
It was a couple of really good 50s there by Matt. He beat one and then getting the touch. Saucy thought that he was going to take it up the wall. He went for that boost, and Matt Rachi, I think, realized it, touched it towards the goal and said, I'm going to put this one home. Scoops ahoy, my friend, and the Wolves take a 2-1 lead as we approach halftime.
2:40 left to go, to be exact, as now that's a good save. Zach towards the cage. He'll score. The Wolves extend their lead to 2 now as we again approach halftime.
This is certainly what Zach is capable of, finding that ball, getting to it fast, and then getting the perfect touch. Cynical trying to get the touch to clear it up and over, but his car can't get there quite fast enough. So the Wolves have a 2-goal lead, much like they did in game 1. Lots of time left for the Spartans. But the tricky thing for them, not only do they have to score, but they have to find a way to stop the Wolves.
Saucy looking for the demo. He can stack up in the air, and that will go in. Cynical using his teammate to the fullest. It's 3-2.
Splash down. That one was Saucy. Saucy getting involved. Cynical with the goal. That play had play of the week potential, I will say. The dribble and the bump and the goal. I love the physicality from the Spartans. They are back in this one, only 1 goal down.
And if you see a play you think is worthy of play of the week, please clip it, put it in Discord, or tweet at us using hashtag MLEPOTW. We would love to see all of those clips. The winner will be decided at the end of the week. Cynical goes by 2 defenders, pops it out in front. Matt gets it by Saucy. He'll have an angle to turn, and will put it home. It's back to a 2-goal lead for the Wolves.
One of those plays where you commit so hard to the offensive end, where if you don't score, you know it's going to be a scoring opportunity the other way. But if you're the Spartans, you maybe have to go for those. It was certainly costly in that one, where Matt Rachi was able to dribble that one down the length of the court and able to get the angle to put it home. So now the Spartans down 2. Zach almost scored that one. Saucy was able to defend it. Matt Rashi picking up the trash again, his third goal of the game. The Wolves scoring at a frantic pace.
Yeah, the hat trick for Matt. It was tied up just moments ago, it seems, and all of a sudden the Wolves out to a 3-goal lead. With a minute 42 to go as this one comes way out across the pitch. Saucy can't quite get to it. Cynical is going to turn away and actually gives the Wolves a ton of time to make this play. Zach getting the better of him in that 50, but Saucy's there to support. That's Matt. Can't quite get the touch. Saucy takes the boost and turns. They run into one another. This could be an opportunity for Zach. He's got to go up and get the double. Saucy's there. Great play by him to push that one aside. It still remains a 3-goal lead for the Wolves.
Yeah, Spartans trying to create opportunities, but I think just trying a little bit too hard. Both players trying to make the plays happen themselves. When if you're going to compete at this level, you have to work as a team. Here's Saucy with the dribble, but he's not going to have enough pace on that ball. Zach's going to catch up to that one. The Wolves, I think, doing a better job of using their teammates to find those scoring opportunities, and the Spartans are going to have to find a way to get opportunities of their own if they're going to avoid a clean sweep.
That was an opportunity out in front, but it was cleared away, I believe, off the nose of Zach, and he will try to pick this one up in mid. Does well to do so, as now Saucy collects and tries to carry it out of his corner. Gets by Matt. They need to score on this next possession if they want any chance in this game. Cannot let Zach find the clear, and he will. This could be another goal for the Wolves.
Wow.
Zach's to turn it in. That's going to do it for game 2. The Wolves up 6-2 with 17 to go.
Absolutely nuts. Zach living up to his reputation, flying upside down to touch that ball to himself. Perfect trajectory. Spartans having to commit to the offensive half, and can you blame them? Down 3 goals at that point, now down 4. They're going to have to regroup and find a way to stop the Wolves on the offensive half.
Certainly need to stop the bleeding. That is key number 1 for the Spartans. That is a nice touch from Cynical to at least get one back before time expires. But heading into game number 3, if you are the Spartans, you've got to reset, take stock in what you have in the series. Try to put on a good performance in game 3 because you have no more games left to lose.
Yeah, absolutely. That goal at least shows you that you can. Unfortunate. Spartans may have been practicing, that new kickoff strat there. It didn't work. Zach was able to get to the ball first. Cynical not in a position to stop that one. So that goal, not really going to change the outcome of this game. All eyes are going to be on game 3. The Wolves, 1 game away from advancing to the conference semifinals. The Spartans just have to win a game to keep this series alive.
Could potentially force a game 4 with a Spartans victory, but it feels like it's so far away now. We talked about how the Wolves had the possession advantage in game 1, and they took that even further here in game 2. We thought that the Spartans would come alive a little bit more. I really think that the Wolves recognized the fact that the Spartans were playing a little bit faster, and the Wolves just upped their game even more.
Yeah, they certainly did. The Wolves have come to play the Spartans, trying to match the speed and the ability and the pace of the Wolves, but the Wolves doing everything they absolutely can to keep the Spartans from having good scoring opportunities, to keep possession of the ball, and doing all of those things that you need to do to win this series. The Wolves going to, I think, stick to the exact same game plan because it's been working for them. The Spartans, on the other hand, have to find something. Saucy, I feel like, hasn't been involved as I think he could be. So I'll certainly be looking for him to find a way to get open and find some passes from Cynical, because I think that might be the strategy that the Spartans need to take.
Well, game number 3 has just begun now. Score, of course, 0-0. It's on the Spartans to have that score in their favor at the end of the game. They want to force a game number 4. There's Cynical. Takes a sharp angle shot, goes just a bit wide. Saucy opts to turn, doesn't challenge, will challenge now. Trying to get by the defender, but Zach to pick it up. Cynical, last man back. Solid 50, and it goes into the corner now. Here's the play out towards Matt. Shot on goal, he'll score. The Wolves off to a quick start yet again.
just a bit earlier when Saucy took that tough angle shot, I thought he maybe could have passed it to Saucy. He instead elected to take the shot, and that's what led to the scoring opportunity. Matt Rachi with a tough angle on his own, but as we've seen, he's able to bury those. The Wolves, not the 3 seed in this conference. Well, they are, what I'm saying is, but they are for good reason. And we are seeing it there as they're able to score and take another early lead.
Yeah, certainly the Spartans consider the underdogs in this series, and they find themselves backed into a corner now. Down 2-0 in the series, down a goal in this game.
Ooh.
That's a good save from Matt to keep it that way. Cynical still has other ideas. Looking for the double, finds it off the crossbar. Demo onto Zach. Saucy will turn. This one goes way up high, and Matt finds the clear. That was the scoring chance for the Spartans, so they couldn't convert.
Yeah, I don't know if he thought he was going to get that demo. It would have been very tough for him to continue with possession of that ball, but he may have had a chance. He bailed because I don't think he thought he was going to get that demo. Kind of a double whiff there by both teams. Saucy has the ball. And there's a good save by Zach. Saucy with an open goal, but the only place he could put it was where Zach was to defend that one. So Spartans getting good opportunities, but Wolves shutting the door.
Still the Spartans really trying to hammer home this offensive attack now. They've kept the ball in the Wolves zone for quite a while. Finally, the ball will be cleared. Zach pops it up looking for some help. Saucy's the only man up for it, and he touches it into the corner. Cynical now to carry it on through. He'll grab boost and try to look for the pass. Saucy up for this one. Matt gets there in time. Now Cynical has to hustle. Matt and Zach, 1v2. Cynical makes the play. Good touch from him. Here comes Saucy back the other way towards the front of the cage. Zach to clear it away. Good bump onto Zach. Now Matt has to make the touch. Cynical really trying to make something work. They just can't slot it home, but there it is. Finally, they put one in the back of the goal. It only took 8 shots, but it's tied up at 1.
Yeah, great job there by the Spartans. Just constantly getting that ball in front of the goal, sometimes centering it when the teammate wasn't there to finish, but if nothing else, you're creating an awkward situation for the defense. The Wolves not able to clear that ball, and that ball finally went home. Saucy able to get his goal. Saucy passed to Cynical, not able to finish that one home. A demo, and now it's a 2-on-1. Spartans keep that one away. We are tied, almost 2 minutes remaining.
Spartans certainly making an exciting game out of this one. As this comes out in front, Cynical will score. It's 2-1 now for the Spartans.
Another splashdown for Cynical. Saucy getting the touch. My favorite play is putting it off the backboard around your opponent. Zach trying to dive in there, but not quite in time. Cynical burying that one home, and it is the Spartans with a lead in game 3, so do not count them out. Do not call this a comeback, because the Spartans are looking to extend this series.
Here's Zach with an opportunity. That one goes just wide. Saucy helps it along. As Matt looking for Zach now. Saucy has to make it clear yet again. Cynical wants to try to challenge Zach, but he gets the pinch. It's going to be Saucy to play it off his back wall. This is a giveaway out in front, but he gets back to the ball. Here's Zach still looking for an opportunity. Cynical's there to make the touch. It's the final 90 seconds on the clock here in game number 3. The Spartans find themselves in the lead. They could force a game 4 if the things stay the way that it is.
Yeah, something that I think the Wolves are kind of caught off guard by is they've been able to just sit back and find the scoring opportunities as they have come to them, but now they're in a situation where they have to create a scoring opportunity in this last final minute. And the Spartans have kind of picked up the pace, and they're not going to allow them to have an easy one. Matt Rachi going to goal, but with low boost. Cynical kind of committed a little bit early, but it didn't cost them. So the Wolves trying to find that opportunity to score. The Spartans doing a real good job of preventing it.
50 seconds remain in game 4. A 2-1 lead for the Spartans. Matt plays it into the red zone. Saucy can't get the touch. Zach is here. Sharp angle. He scores. It's 2-2 with 38 to go.
I was watching. I could not find the second Spartan defender. He was sitting behind the goal line, which really surprised me, sitting back on his heels, and Zach sent that ball with pace into the goal. If you recall, Matt Rachi had I don't know, 3 or 4 touches on the ball in the air, just kept dribbling that one forward. That was a great team play by the Wolves and unfortunate defensive play by the Spartans. I certainly hope that does not come back to cost them, because I know people on this stream are looking for more games of Rocket League.
23 seconds to go in regulation time. Score tied at 2. The Spartans need the next goal to force game 4. The Wolves need it to win the series. Cynical towards the back wall, has a chance, crossbar and out, rebound, the save, and it's rotating back towards Cynical. Will make the touch. Will we see overtime? Zach towards the front. It's there, but it hits the ground. It's 2-2 into overtime.
Yeah, I was honestly surprised. Cynical did a great job of rotating back for that one, recovering. That ball is off. That ball would have ended the game had it been on. Matt Rachi has a full tank of boost, touches that to Zach. He shoots it backboard. It's going the wrong way. Saucy is going to be able to put this one home. The Spartans win game 3.
They do. 16 seconds into overtime, and the Spartans manage to walk away with the victory. A backwall play that Zach nearly made for himself. But it's the Spartans who end up taking the victory, forcing a game 4. Exciting matchup here and now. It's a series again.
Yeah, Zach is the type of player that he can certainly make those tough angle shots. He didn't there. And that's what led to the scoring opportunity for the Spartans. That was high octane play. We only had 1 octane on the field, but still cylinders firing at all rates, the fastest rate certainly possible. So the Spartans were able to find that lead, weren't able to keep the lead going into the end of regulation, but they were able to find a goal thanks to the misplay by Zach. But sometimes that happens. You're just able to capitalize on your opponent's mistakes and stay alive in this series.
It was a bit disconcerting to me at the end of that regulation time with the Wolves able to tie it up. It really felt like the Spartans were sitting back waiting for something to happen, like they were afraid to try to play defense quickly, and obviously it came back to bite them. But as soon as it got back to that tied stance, they kind of opened things up back again. And I really enjoyed the way that they were able to make the Wolves work for all of their offensive opportunities in this game, rather than the way that they played in the first 2 games. If they keep it up, we could certainly see a 5th game.
Yeah, I think the Spartans kind of have the feel of what it's going to take to beat this Wolves team, and they probably have a little bit of momentum on their side, getting that goal to take the lead in regulation, and then finding a way to find that goal in overtime. So certainly not the position you want to be in, with the back against the wall again for the Spartans. But again, they've played 10 weeks. They're ready for this moment. They are motivated. They are ready. If they can win another game, then it's that winner take all game. So it's going to be a tough battle for them. They certainly are on the wrong side of this at the moment, but I think they believe just a little bit, and sometimes that's all it takes.
Well, it's a 0-0 game again, game number 4. Spartans taking game 3 in overtime, moving the series to 2-1 in favor of the Wolves. They're going to have to do it all over again here to force a game 5. Cynical, hard shot. Zach makes the save, rebound out in front. Cynical doesn't get power on it, and Zach will find the clear. Now the counterattack. Slow dribbler towards the Spartans' goal will be easily cleared away and forced back into the Wolves' zone.
Yeah, something good by Zach there. He was able to steal his opponent's boost as he rotated out. So all those Spartans have possession of the ball. They don't have as much boost as the Wolves. Cynical going to have to tap this one back, and now we finally reset. Good opportunities by the Spartans to get a scoring opportunity. But Zach being able to get 2 goals, or 2 saves rather, in goal, is keeping this one tied. Great action early.
The Spartans able to make this series entertaining. And this entertainment has been brought to you tonight by Balls with Guarana. Balls gets its unique flavor from the Guarana berry, now available in original cherry, root beer, ginger, orange, and zero.
Ooh.
Balls Guarana brings you that one-of-a-kind flavor and adds a delightful twist. Make sure you visit our website, MLE Sports. Esports.gg to see all of the information about our sponsors and why we have been able to make this league possible. Thank you so very much to everybody who has supported us. It is playoff action, and it is the Spartans who get the first goal of Game 4. An interesting play in the corner, but it pays off.
Yeah, that play, saucy by Saucy, power sliding. He may have even gotten bumped by Zach, so I don't even know if he was in complete control of his titanium white octane there, but he found a way to get it around the defender. In the Spartans, if they didn't believe earlier, they certainly do believe now. I know there are a lot of Spartans fans in this chat that are rooting hard for them, and your Spartans have the lead. Exciting series we have in the Premier League playoffs.
They have the lead, potentially only momentarily, but it is a lead for now. 3 minutes left to go as the Wolves try to play it out of the corner. Matt gives away the ball. Cynical's there, wins the dunk, but Matt gets there in time to make the play on the goal line. It's still a 1-0 lead for the Spartans. Nearly 2, but Matt, the hero on the goal line.
Yeah, Spartans would have felt invincible if they were able to get a 2-0 lead in this series. It didn't go in for them. It does go in for Zach. Matt Rachi with the pinch off the wall to himself, pass straight with pace to Zach, who puts it home. 77 miles per hour. Where's Gaming Bear? We need to convert that into kilometers per hour. Stat.
Well, halftime now. 1-1 here in game number 4. The Spartans, no strangers to these close games. They won game 3 in overtime. They may have to do it yet again here in this 4th of the series. Here comes Saucy, slow roller towards the net. Zach gets around it. Will find the clear. Cynical to play it back. Now Matt. Saucy underneath. There's Cynical. He'll play this into the corner. Zach up for it. Misses the touch. Cynical's there. Pops it up. Crossbar down. Matt makes the play. And he's going to look to push this back on the offensive side. Only man back is Cynical. Matt off the ceiling. Looking for the touch. Saucy just gets in the way that time. And my goodness, this game's still 1-1. Just kidding. It's 2-1 now for the Spartans.
Caster curse right there. Matt Rachi, I thought he had a real good opportunity with the ceiling play. Couldn't connect. Saucy kind of just freestyling in the air. I don't know if Zach was expecting a shot there. I thought maybe he was just going to touch it into the corner, but that unexpected shot caught Zach off guard. And here we go. It is Spartans again with a lead as we approach the last minute and a half in game 4. The Spartans may have another goal here if it is on target. They do. Saucy with the hat trick and the low 5.
3 goals for Saucy, 3 goals for the Spartans, and 93 seconds left to go until they force a game 5. The Wolves had a good series up until this point. They're fighting from behind now, trying to end things. They'll play it into the corner. Matt looking for the play out in front. Saucy deftly clears it off the back wall. Now Cynical over towards Saucy. Doesn't quite get the touch. Spartans got to be careful they don't overcommit to this ball. Cynical will rotate back. Saucy trying to play offense. Here comes Zach in transition. Off the back wall, Cynical. Matt, shot towards the net. Easy save for Saucy. Final 65 seconds to go now. Zach to turn. He's got a one-on-one with Cynical. Takes the shot. He'll score. It's a 1-goal lead now with 59 to go.
Yeah, that was a really tough play defensively. Cynical trying to get himself. I think he was low on booze. He was searching for pads, couldn't find them. Zach realized that he was just a little mispositioned, put that one in a spot where it had to go in. So Spartans doing a good job to stay alive and keep our lead in this 1 minute remaining up 1. I challenge involved in the team plays. He certainly have. We have to keep that up if the Spartans are going to maintain their lead in the final 40 seconds of game 4.
Cynical towards the Wolves' goal. You said it. Under 40 seconds. 35 now. As here's Zach. He's got an open net to shoot at. He scores. The Wolves tie it up with 31 to go.
That happened very quickly. It certainly is a balancing act, balancing the offensive pressure and your ability to play defense. Cynical, you saw he rotated around the long side of the field, picking up his opponent's corner boost, and that's what cost him. He wasn't able to rotate through the long way to get that touch on the ball before it went into the goal. So now we have a tie game. Spartans Not going to want to give up a goal here. Here's Matt Rachi up off the crossbar. This one might go into overtime. We might see a late second goal here. I am ready for a very exciting end to this game.
10 seconds left. Cynical towards the net. Good save by Zach. Saucy looking for the corner play now. Will be cleared out. He's got one final opportunity. 3 seconds left on the clock. Tries to hand it off to Cynical. He'll keep it in play. The Spartans, one last chance. Off the back wall. Saucy's in front. Saucy, he doesn't put it in. We're into overtime in game 4. That was the chance for the Spartans. And now they've got to score yet again.
You live for those moments, and the Spartans probably feel like that game has been stolen away from them, not able to get it above the goal line and into the net. That shot probably on target. It was certainly close. Cynical trying to find a way to win this game and force game 5. Wolves feeling like they maybe stole a game there at the end and finding a way to maybe find themselves in the conference semifinals.
Well, that's a great challenge from Saucy. Zach plays it off the back wall. Cynical, one more touch. Saucy's up for this one. Can't beat Matt, though. Will bounce down. Zach to clear. Cynical keeps the pressure on. Saucy's in front. Saucy scores. The Spartans win game 4. We've got one more game in the series.
A complete turnaround. The Spartans finally doing what they have to do. Make those scoring opportunities. Create those passing plays. Find the hole in the defense. And the Spartans did all of those things. Didn't let the missed goal at the end of regulation get to them. They kept firing. A lot of shots by both teams in this series. Saucy finally getting involved like I know he could, scoring all 4 goals for the Spartans. And on cue, the Spartans win game 3 and game 4. And Hunted, we have got the game 5, the final game of the series that we have been looking for.
That we do. It took 2 overtime scares from the Spartans to bring it back. Can they do it one more time to complete the comeback? It has been quite an exciting night in this series. 4 goals for Saucy in that game, 3 goals for Zach on the opposite side. Who is going to show up? Who is going to be the hero in game 5?
And you have to wonder, what are the Wolves thinking at this moment? They have done basically everything you can do. 2 super close games in 3 and 4. You know, they have to keep playing their game. They can't be let down by just by the fact that the Spartans are playing so well in these final 2 games. Great shot there by Zach. Unfortunate that one didn't go in, and Cynical got the save on Matt Rachi's shot. This game 5, I think, is going to be extremely thrilling.
Well, game 5 is underway now. 20 seconds have gone by. No goals on the board. 5th and final game in this series. The Spartans started the series down 0-2. They've brought it back. They've forced us to be here now. And can they complete it? They start on the offense. Saucy out of the corner. He's looking for Cynical in front. Matt's going to clear it away. Zach to collect and carry this one back down the pitch. Good challenge from Cynical there. He's got Matt to beat, and he beats him off the ceiling. Comes Cynical, tries to play it. Saucy's waiting in front, but Zach gets there in time. No score on the board, minute gone.
Yeah, Spartans so far, I think, have had the best opportunities to score. They've also played real well on the defensive side. That ball touched into an awkward spot. No one's home for the Spartans defense. Hunted, you said we're forced to be here. There's nowhere else I would rather be than on the MLE stream on a Saturday night. Matt Rachi putting the Wolves back on the board, not unlike they were in game 1 and 2. The Wolves taking an early lead. Just a minute into this one, I anticipate this will be back and forth.
Let's see how the Spartans respond. Saucy tries to go underneath Zach. Cynical back, looking for the touch. Zach out of the corner. Saucy will clear it away easily. Matt cutting in front of Zach on that play. Cynical doesn't get the touch. Saucy has to turn, and he does to clear it out. Minute and a half has been played. Matt scores. Wow. Great pass from Zach. It's 2-0.
Yeah, at one point, the Spartans, I thought, were going to be able to clear the ball. They didn't get a very good clear. It went straight to the Wolves. And something you have to do is when you're on the defensive half, when you're able to get a stop, you can't give possession straight away to your opponent. And that's what the Spartans did there. A fake on the kickoff. This might work out for them. It nearly did. Cynical up but Matt Rachi able to clear this one away. So the Wolves are the winners of the first 2 minutes of this game. But as we know, Rocket League, a 5-minute affair, and the Spartans are going to be trying to tie this one to take this series.
Saucy, not enough boost to get there. Cynical was a bit too far forward, and now they'll have to scramble back and play some defense. Saucy out of his corner. Good challenge by Matt to keep the ball in the red half, but Cynical booms it back. Zach not in position. Bar down. It's 2-1.
Using the Dominus, the flat car with the extended corner to get the power on that ball. Zach had no idea that was coming. And how about Cynical? Crossbar and down. That is a shot of a lifetime and from distance, and just what the Spartans need to cut this deficit to 1.
Halftime nearly approaching. A couple of demos in mid, one for either side. It's going to be Matt to try to clear it back. Saucy takes it off the hood of his car, but Zach is in position to keep things going. Back wall and down. Matt is there. Matt shoots. Matt scores. He's got his hat trick in this game, and we're not even at halftime.
Zach had the wherewithal to realize he had just picked up one of the 100 boost pads, so he was able to touch that ball up and over the defender. That passed it straight to Matt Rachi. So really good job by Zach there to realize that he had the resources in his tank to touch that up and over. Here's another shot from Zach. The defense not having the resources on their end to boost up to that one. And just like that, I feel like a Thanos snap of the finger, and the Wolves are in complete control of this game.
That they are. They've got a 3-goal lead now. 2:29 left to play. We've seen leads disappear quickly before in this league, specifically in the PL as well. And it's not impossible for the Spartans, but they've got to find their offensive flair here in Game 5. This is off the back wall. Matt, solid catch. Can't get underneath Saucy, but he'll leave it for Zach. Look at him harass Cynical. He's got to go up. He can't get there. That's another goal, and the Wolves are starting to run away with Game 5.
When Matt Rachi lost possession of the ball, he had one thing on his mind, and that was just to cause chaos in goal for the defense. Cynical, I think, went for maybe a squishy save, something. He wasn't able to finish as Wolves find another goal, and now the Spartans find themselves in a very tough
Oh, no, he missed it.
down 4, and they needed that goal. You have to take those opportunities when you have them. So the Spartans, things have gone from bad to worse as they missed that open net.
4 goals needed, minute 45 to get them. Zach plays it actually away from his teammate. Saucy trying to go underneath the defender. Matt gets stuck. Cynical was up for it for a moment. Zach doesn't get the touch. Matt will clear. Saucy's there. He'll score. Luckily, that one goes in for the Spartans, and it's a good way to start the comeback, but they don't have a lot of time.
Yeah, those wheels are extra sticky for Matt Rachi, getting stuck underneath the crossbar. You don't see that often. The Spartans luckily able to finish that one as that opportunity was given to them. And as I say, they are still in system. They are still on pace. 3 goals is certainly achievable in 90 seconds, but the thing is they have to stay on pace. They have to get this offense clicking and quickly if they're going to find a way to tie this one up.
They move into the offensive side now. Cynical, bar and out. Nearly had the challenge goal. And Saucy's going to have to turn. He's looking to put this in. He will. It's cut down to a 2-goal lead with 1:10 to go.
I don't think the Spartans score if Cynical isn't able to get that bump. I feel like Matt Rachi would have been there. He almost had the fortunate spawn, but Saucy getting the pixel perfect touch, and here we are. 70 seconds, 2 goals. Definitely doable.
They've got to score with time remaining at the very least. Can they do it? They've got to play defense for the moment. Saucy trying to challenge Zach. Zach gets by one, but he can't get by Cynical. Saucy across the pitch to collect. He'll grab the boost and look for a pass. Opts to take the shot himself, as now Zach will boom it clear. Final 45 seconds on the clock. In the Spartans' corner. Zach plays it out in front. Matt takes his time. He can't get by Cynical yet. Saucy in no man's land, but he makes the touch. As the final 30 seconds still on the board, but they cannot get out of their zone. They've got to do it in a hurry.
Yeah, Wolves doing a really good job of just playing keep away. The Spartans feeling a little bit frantic. They have to find a goal and quick if they are going to tie this one.
15 seconds left, Matt, to clear it back down. Zach is there. He'll touch it in the front. There's Matt. Oh, he just missed the shot, but that's going to waste a whole lot of time. This is probably it. That will do it. The Wolves survive the series. It took them 5 games when they defeat the Spartans, and they will move on to the conference semifinals.
Good job by the Wolves to find a way to finally scrape a victory in those final 3 games. Luckily, they did enough work in game 1 and game 2. The game 3 and game 4 didn't cost them the series. You have to give credit to Saucy and Cynical. They fought as hard as they possibly could to give themselves an opportunity in game 5. There was just, unfortunately, that minute span. It might have been even less, where the Wolves, I feel like, were just able to score back to back to back to kind of keep it out of the hands of the Spartans. And the Spartans, unfortunately, just didn't have enough time to claw back and win that game 5. Great job by both teams. And it's the Wolves survive in advance, and they have a chance now to play in the conference semifinals.
And it was a well-played game on all accounts by both teams. It took the Spartans a little while to get warmed up to the series. They ended up taking games 3 and 4 in overtime to force that game 5, but unfortunately just unable to overcome the power that the Wolves brought into the series. And I do have to say that it felt a little like we talked about how the Spartans, they gave up that one goal lead at the end of game 3. The same way that they played that game is how they played the entirety of game 5 to me. It looked like they were timid. It looked like they were waiting for something to happen instead of finding it themselves. And unfortunately, it cost them the series.
Sure, it's certainly it's very hard to be on that offensive pressure, just pressuring the ball at all times. A lot of times, just the team that pressures the ball is the team that has boost. And I think the Wolves did a good job of keeping control of the boost pads and keeping those 100 pads away from the Spartans. And they were just able to find those opportunities to score. You have to give it to both teams. Unfortunately, by nature of the playoffs, one team has to go home in every single game. It was a great series for both teams. Fortunately for the Wolves, unfortunately for the Spartans, it was the Wolves that came on top. They'll survive in advance, and they'll play next week.
That's going to do it for our broadcast here this Saturday evening. Make sure that you are right back here at MLE for the series tomorrow. We've got 4 games on the docket starting at 8 p.m. Eastern time. You're not going to want to miss that. Before we go, I want to give a big thank you to our broadcaster in KC. Thank you so very much. And of course, Rio, the match admin for us this evening. You both have done a wonderful job all season long, and I thank you so very much for that. But that is going to do it. Hunted, ZB on the cast. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you're back here tomorrow.